Alright, so I wanted to do a quick review here of Light from the Ancient East by Adolf Deissmann. So one thing this book right here, I was reading the introduction and I was already getting pumped. Like he says, it was beneath an eastern sky that the gospel was first preached and Jesus Christ was first adored by worshipers as the Lord. Man, ain't that the truth? Like nowadays you got all these false doctrines going around that men have subscribed to because they got the stamp of approval in 325 AD under the Council of Nicene by a bunch of heretics. And here we have the simple truth that the early Christians were dying for, Yahweh incarnate in the person of Jesus Christ. That's why people were dying, because they were saying, Nero, we don't care what you have to say, we believe Jesus Christ is Lord. Because Nero's like, well, I'm God. And remember when Herod stood up and said, I'm God, and God struck him down? Well, that's what men do. Men worship men. We worship Yahweh incarnate in Jesus Christ. So Jesus preaches in his Aramaic mother tongue. Paul speaks the cosmopolitan Greek of the Roman Empire. So the cosmos and politan is kind of like metropolitan. It means mother of people. Well, this is cosmos, an arrangement of the people. So you had Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Rome. And those were the kingdoms of those times. So, obviously I packed that pretty tight, but it was a lot of time between those kingdoms, of course. But I mean, this just gets me pumped right here. He says, let me see. He says, it is the one great civilized world fringing the Mediterranean, a world which at the period of the new religious departure displayed a more than outward compactness in as much as the Hellenization and Romanization of the East and the Orientalization of the West had worked together for unity. So the West and the East were influencing one another. So that's an interesting fact. Kind of like they translated the Septuagint, and then the Septuagint influenced the New Testament, and the New Testament people were influencing them. So it's just really interesting. So the West came to the East and the East came to the West. So right here it says there are two groups of records in literary form deserving of special attention. Firstly, the remains of Jewish tradition contained in the Mishnah, the Talmuds, and kindred texts. Secondly, the Greco-Roman authors of the Imperial Age. So, I mean, this is just really interesting stuff here. I'm going to run out of time soon, so if I do, I'm just going to do another book review of this real quick. So, the Mishnah and the Talmuds, they preserved a lot of knowledge in those. You have the Babylonian Talmud, which is the one from Babylon captivity, and then you have the Palestinian Talmud, which would be the ones that were composed by Judah and Benjamin there, which is the where Jerusalem is. So, all right, so this is a very interesting book, and I look forward to sharing some more interesting facts from it with y'all. So, all right, thanks for taking the time to watch. Bye.